Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Lunar coming at you with a new segment called The Top Tens. Now, I know that this is very highly saturated with channels like Watch Mojo, but I wanted to do this because it's an opportunity for you guys to get to know me. And this one is gonna be my top 10 favorite Pokemon. I also plan on doing my favorite gym leaders, my favorite types, some of my favorite stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh, even Magic the Gathering. That being said, I know that Gen 7 is coming out, but this is going to be, of course, for Gen 1 through 6. Gen 7 is going to be coming out holiday this year. That's probably going... I'm not sure if that's going to be the Japanese release or the American release, but that's when it's set to come out. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10, we have Darmanitan. Darmanitan is number 10, and I first ran into Darmanitan when I was playing Pokemon Black for the first time, and I just fell in love with it. I trained up at Darumaka, and oh my goodness, did I just destroy with Darmanitan. It's also got a really nice duality to it. When it's healthy, it's brutish, it's hyper, but then it gets a sugar crash, so to speak, when it hits about, what was it, a third health when it's got its hidden ability. And that duality I found to be incredibly interesting, and I kind of love it when games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon create duality within an archetype or a Pokemon family. And I just think that it was really creative for them to do that. In fact, none of my Unova teams are complete without a Darmanitan. I just love the Pokemon, and I love the concept. Coming in at number 9, we have Maractus. Coming in at number 9 is Maractus. It's another Unova Pokemon. I really enjoyed Maractus because it's one of those undervalued Pokemon that still packs a lot of punch, and I do mean a lot. Maractus did end up sweeping Caitlyn of the Unova League, and it's a great Pokemon with very sturdy stats, and quite frankly, again, my team isn't complete without a Maractus. And I don't know. I like the concept of a cactus Pokemon, but I did not like the execution of Cacturne or Cacnea. But Maractus, oh yeah, it's got that kind of friendly feel, that kind of fiesta feel, but it's also, clearly it's going to be a dangerous Pokemon to come up against. And it's a Pokemon I found not a lot of people really like Maractus, or not as many as you would think, which is a fact I find rather surprising. But it's always a part of my team. Again, I found it back in Pokemon Black, and I used it again in Pokemon Black 2, and when I do my playthrough of White 2, I plan on using it. So number 9 was Maractus. Coming in at number 8, we have Absol. Coming in at 8 is Absol. It's one of those Pokemon, it kind of took a little bit of me getting used to, but when I used my Absol in Pokemon Omega Ruby, it was a Super Luck Absol, and I was just so thrilled. I love the design of Absol. And I'm not even talking about Mega Absol, as the Mega on my team was a Metagross. I'm not even talking about Mega Absol. Just a standard Absol. If you build it right, it destroys everything. And on top of that, like I said, I love the look, the aesthetic of Absol. It's got one of those intimidating feels, but I also feel like it's one of those Pokemon, I'd walk up to it, I'd start petting it. Because it's just also got, while it's got that intimidating feel, what with the red eyes and the scythe for a horn, it also kind of reminds me of like something you could keep as a family pet. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely loved Gen 3, and yes, this is a Gen 3 Pokemon, but I didn't really even start using an Absol, like I said, up until Omega Ruby. So number 8 was Absol. Coming in at number 7, we've got Gyarados. Number 7 is Gyarados. Now, I don't just go out and catch Gyarados. I actually will always train it from usually it's a level 5 to 10 Magikarp. And it's always hilarious to train a Magikarp, especially, I remember one time I was playing Fire Red. I went up against the trainer who's got the level 20 Butterfree, and I went in with a level 15 Magikarp, and I actually won, and I always chuckle about that. if you really sit down and train a Magikarp, it's amazing what kind of Gyarados it can turn into if you train it right. And Gyarados is a very fearsome Pokemon, and it's just such a fun and joyful Pokemon. Well, not joyful, but I get so much joy from running, from using Gyarados. And, I mean, it's got reliable setup. Now, I do feel it's important to note that I honestly could go Gyarados or Milotic here. They're interchangeable, and Milotic didn't make the list because I actually have never really used a Milotic. I've always wanted to use a Milotic, but I kind of gave up on catching Feebas in Ruby Sapphire Emerald, and I didn't really bother with it in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. But number 7 was Gyarados. Coming in at number 6, we've got Kangaskhan. Number 6 is Kangaskhan. Now, I remember back in my Fire Red game, I would spend literally hours in the Safari Zone just to catch this Pokemon. And it was always such a pain in the butt. But when I used it, oh boy did I use it. I would just go through and obliterate things with Kangaskhan. It, at one point, could be considered my signature Pokemon back when I played my my Fire Red game, and oh goodness, I had so much fun running it. But the thing I like about Kangaskhan is it's got that very bulky and intimidating appearance, but it's a mother Pokemon. There's no such thing as a male Kangaskhan, which does lead to some interesting questions and whatnot that I might cover in a segment. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But it does raise some interesting questions about what the father of a Kangaskhan would be. But like I said, I'll leave that for something else. Kangaskhan, wonderful Pokemon, absolutely love it. By far my favorite normal. There's no other normal that even comes close to how much I enjoy using Kangaskhan. Anyway, number 6 was Kangaskhan. Coming in at number 5, we've got Crobat. Number 5 is Crobat. Now, I didn't really start using Crobat until Generation 4, and that was me just testing things out, and then I found, holy crap, I like Crobat. So, now whenever I do a playthrough of a game, if I'm able to, I use Crobat. If I'm not able to, then that's alright, but for as many quest teams as I can, you'll often see a Crobat, and that even includes fan-made games like Pokemon Z and Omicron. And I just love the speed and the power that the Crobat has. Granted, it is a little bit on the squishy side, but that being said, Crobat is still a boss, and I absolutely love running it. It can be a bit of a strain rather to get to like you enough to evolve. Usually with me that happens around level 42 to 45, and yeah, it's kind of late in the game for that, but you know, it's still a wonderful Pokemon to run. It's just a bit of a pain in the butt to get to. But anyway, number 5 was Crobat, which by the way, I hate the shiny version. It reminds me of bubblegum. Anyway, my number 5 was Crobat. Coming in at number 4, we've got Volcarona. Volcarona is number 4 for a reason. I love the theme. I love the aesthetic. I love the typing. I love the stats. And I love the moveset. It's a fast, hard-hitting special Pokemon that can actually also take special hits. Granted, its defense is subpar, but its special defense, its special attack, and its speed are great, with some great moves, and I really feel like they put thought into this Pokemon. I just wish they would have put this much thought into the rest of the Pokemon, such as Garbodor and Cubchoo. Now, the thing I really like about Volcarona, it's another one of those Pokemon that's based off the sun, yeah, but you're usually seeing things like Solrock based off the sun. Now you have a bug fire, and I really thought it was cool that they actually made a moth that is compatible with the sun, that represents the sun. It was just a really neat idea, and I think they should have put that much thought into all the other Pokemon. Anyway, number 4 was Volcarona. Coming in at number 3, we've got Clefable. Number 3 is Clefable. Now this is where things actually start getting really, really incredibly close because numbers 3, 2, and 1 are almost interchangeable. Numbers 2 and 1 are essentially interchangeable. Clefable, it took me a long time to actually start using, and now I'm asking myself why I didn't start using it sooner. If you make it right, there's not a single Pokemon. Well, I lied. There are a few Pokemon that it can't take down. But it's just got phenomenal capability as a Pokemon. I mean, I have swept almost entire teams with just this one Pokemon, and it just gives... It's also got that really cutesy feel that, you know, my inner child is like, yeah, look! And then it's also got that power that kind of makes me want to keep using it over and over and over again. And it's just actually one of those Pokemon that you don't expect to be really good, and then you find out, holy crap, this isn't just really good, this is amazing. So number 3 was Clefable. Coming in at number 2, we've got Metagross. My number 2 favorite Pokemon is Metagross. Now, like I said before, it is interchangeable with the first because I actually use both and love both equally. But let's take a look at Metagross real quick. Let's just look at it. It's a 4-legged supercomputer that walks all over things with spiked feet. What's not to love about it? I mean, it's even stated that it is 2 Metang that are fused together. Now, that is some pretty cool stuff right there. Now, on top of that, it's got a wide arsenal of moves at its disposal, ranging from, you know, the Zen Headbutt to Meteor Mash to Brick Break. I mean, it's got so many different possibilities for moves that it's just unbelievable. And it covers its own weaknesses so freaking well. It's a signature Pokemon of Steel and Stone, which is, oh, by the way, my favorite champion. And it's also the signature Pokemon of a lot of trainers out there. I mean, heck, even on DN, one of my usernames is Beldum because of how much I love Metagross. So Metagross, definitely, if you've ever used it, you realize how strong of a Pokemon it is. And then, even after all that power, it went on to get a Mega Evolution, which is just phenomenal, if I may say so. So my second favorite Pokemon is Metagross. Now, before I go any further, let's take a look at some honorable mentions real quick. And coming in at number 1, we have Salamence. Now, anyone who knows me knew that this would be coming. I love Salamence. I have been using Salamence since nearly the very beginning of me playing Pokemon, and it's an extraordinary Pokemon. It's very versatile. If you spec it for attack, it's great. Spec it for special attack, it's equally great. You give it a choice Scarf, it's faster than a Jolteon. You give it a choice Band, it's stronger than a Machamp. You give it choice Specs, it's stronger than a Chandelure. It's a fantastic Pokemon, and I absolutely love to use it. Now, there are so many things that you can do with Salamence, and no matter what you do, it's still going to be a great Pokemon, and it learns a wide variety of moves which can lend itself to several different play styles, and I just feel like that's fantastic as a Pokemon, and that is definitely something that is noteworthy. Now, I can sit here and spout all day long why I like these Pokemon, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think. So if there's a Pokemon you think that I left out or I should have put in, or you don't agree with the Pokemon being on my list, let me know. I'm interested in seeing what you have to say. If you have any advice on what I should do for a next top 10, feel free to leave a comment down at the comment section below. And I plan to do these once a week, once every other week, and if they end up getting really popular, maybe even twice a week, because this was actually really, really fun for me to do. So that being said, I think it's about time for me to wrap things up here. This has been Lunar with my top 10 favorite Pokemon, and I really hope to see you guys in the next episode. Take care, YouTube.